Hello dear viewers, I'm Masood Khan. Welcome you to watch Branding Bangladesh. Branding Bangladesh is a kind of show where we talk about Bangladesh's development, and also we talk about the bilateral issues. Today you have invited the Ambassador of Denmark. Hello Excellency, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Thank you for the invitation.
Yeah. So how do you feel here in Bangladesh especially?
I've been so amazed discovering Bangladesh this first time.
Yeah.
Very fast growth.
Yeah.
Actually, Bangladesh is among the fastest growing countries for 2019. Maybe the 5 fastest growing. There are different predictions. Great strides towards the sustainable development goals. And you just feel a lot of dynamism, entrepreneurship, and so it's been very pleasant so far.
Thank you. So my question is, Bangladesh has become a model for women empowerment, in the entire world. So how do you see Bangladesh's women leadership, women empowerment situation in Bangladesh?
Now I cannot compare with before, but I'm convinced that also here Bangladesh has made a great leap. You see women in so many positions. I'm afraid there's still way to go, but that's also the case in our country when it comes to that. But you see great advancements, and most importantly, maybe that schooling of girls and young women is very, very high. I think that bodes well for the future.
Absolutely. Ambassador, thank you very much. We talked about a little bit about Bangladesh. Now, let's talk about our bilateral cooperation, because you know that the economic diplomacy is one of the very, very strongest diplomacy for the entire world. So, if we talk about Denmark and Bangladesh, if we talk about our economic relation and trade relation between these two particular countries.
Yes, we are seeing it progressing. A number of big companies are well established here and have been so for quite a number of years, like Arla with its Dano milk, like Novo Nordisk, Insulin, Maersk Shipping. They are well known here. But those past 5 to 10 years, we're seeing more and more small and medium-sized Danish companies also getting interested in doing business in Bangladesh.
So true.
So they come in with new technologies, with sustainability technologies, establish themselves here with partners, and are doing a good business.
And we are also exporting some garments item to Denmark as well.
You are. And the trade balance, to be quite honest, is unequal.
Unequal,
It is about, we import about $600 million from Bangladesh annually.
But you import
whereas
very less.
you import 100
But I'm sure that you have to narrow down the trade balance. That is very important.
We're working to make it more even.
Absolutely, absolutely. And Bangladesh is number 1 or 2 in RMG export.
Yes.
Ready-made garments export. Bangladesh is, the entire world is a leader. So we are exporting a good number of garments to Denmark as well. But it's not enough, I'm sure, for trade balance, not enough. We have to find some other areas.
It's good for you, but we have to find other areas where we can export
we can cooperate, each other. Very true.
And
very true.
I'm sure it will be coming. But Bangladesh is increasingly an interesting market for Danish companies.
True.
I think, however, you still have some way to go to brand Bangladesh internationally, that it is indeed becoming a middle-income country, leaving the category of least developed in a very fast pace of this young nation.
Thank you, Ambassador. You have said very correctly that Bangladesh is doing by this time so faster development, which we have to broadly just let the world know that Bangladesh is developing like that. As you said that the outside world do not know much about the faster development, what's happening in the country. If you go to outside Dhaka, you will find like miracle development happening outside Dhaka. So whenever you go from Dhaka to Borishal, we'll find development happening like anything, like Padma Bridge, one of the, great development for the country, like between southern part of Bangladesh. So I think you should travel to Borishal or this southern part of Bangladesh. Then you can see the real development happening in Bangladesh. And I'm sure you are very correct that the outside world do not know much about that Bangladesh's development is happening so faster. Very correct. Thank you so much, Ambassador. And my next question is tourism. For any development, I believe the tourism is one of the important tools for development for any country. So how do you see about the tourism cooperation between Denmark and Bangladesh?
I see a great potential. I've discovered so much culture and nature here. I've been able to travel a little bit. I still have ambitions of knowing the whole country, but the little bit I've been traveling, I've really seen amazing things. So I think there's a good potential. There are some security concerns, however, which have to be
careful about it.
Yeah.
Careful about it, because lots of people, they would like to visit Denmark. Denmark is a beautiful country, and some Danish people can come to Bangladesh to see beautiful Bangladesh, amazing Bangladesh, fabulous Bangladesh, because Dhaka is not Bangladesh. No. You have to go outside of Dhaka, like Cox's Bazar, Huakata, Rangamati, hilly area,
I have been there actually.
You've been there?
I would say colorful Bangladesh.
Is it?
So colorful.
Oh, great.
Now we just had the New Year's celebration, so colorful, so spirited.
You enjoyed this,
very much so.
Celebration in Bangladesh?
Yes.
Bangladesh is a country, otherwise lots of happening here in Bangladesh.
It is.
Especially people are, they're amazed to see the festivity here in Bangladesh. I'm sure it doesn't happen like this the other country, the way Bangladeshi people are enjoying every festival. Like you see that Pohela Boishakh, it's called Bengali New Year here in Bangladesh. So how do you see, especially if you talk about our Pohela Boishakh or the New Year, did you enjoy it?
Very much so. And all the colors, the traditions, the food,
you wear a Bangladeshi sari?
The enthusiasm, of course, with pride, and I enjoy it very much.
You enjoy it very much. So you could see that our speaker, our prime minister, our education minister, lots of good position women are holding here in Bangladesh. So how do you see it?
I see, as I said, that great progress has been made. Yeah. Also in the garment sector, that has given opportunity to millions of women for working, gain their own salary, take care of their kids, their families. I think it's very, very important. And schooling of girls, very important. So I think there's a great potential for advancing this agenda here in Bangladesh.
Thank you, Ambassador. So with this, we'd like to take a short break. Viewers, with this note, we'd like to take a short break. Coming back soon. Please stay with us. Dear viewers, you're watching Branding Bangladesh. We are talking to the Ambassador of Denmark. We are talking different issues about women empowerment, youth development, our trade, our tourism, so many things we talk about. Again, well, Ambassador, so we have talked many issues about women empowerment, education. So now, education is the backbone of a nation, we know. So if you could tell something about education here in Bangladesh, how do you see? And for the global development, how education can help to nation to grow?
I've not really had the opportunity to go into the sector of education here, but of course,
but I'll invite you some.
Yeah, the education is the backbone of a country. The children and youth are the future of the country, and it's so important that they have a good education. It is well established worldwide that when you educate women or girls and young women, you educate the whole family, you have better health in the family, better income, and that is very, very important.
Very, very important, very correct. So let us talk about a little bit food, because without food we cannot live. So, and food is a very, very important thing. So how do you like Bangladeshi food? Have you tried any Bangladeshi food?
Oh yes, lots.
Yeah.
I like it very much. It's very new to me. I must admit it's a bit hot once in a while, spicy.
Yeah.
But I'm sure I'll get used to it because it's very, very delicious and very varied now also for Bangla New Year. I've been presented with dishes and
so
desserts.
If you'd like to taste the food, Ambassador, you can see the old Dhaka, you know. Old Dhaka, you can see different traditional Bangladeshi food. So you should sometime visit to Old Dhaka to see the traditional food of Bangladesh as well.
I certainly do.
Yeah, thank you,
But I've also visited families here, so and tasted the home cooked food and enjoyed very much.
Yes.
There's so much to discover in this area as in all the other areas in Bangladesh, actually.
Very correct, very correct. And cultural beauty about song, music. Do you like Bangladeshi songs? Have you, enjoyed any Bangladeshi, cultural program or anything?
Yes, I have.
So.
And some of the old classical.
Classical, you like it?
Yes, I like it very much.
Classical songs
big,
you like?
Poets and.
You like poems, you like Bangladeshi music as well?
Yes.
Excellent. So do you like a Tagore song?
Yes, I've had a couple of opportunities to listen to the
Tagore
song and music and enjoyed very much.
Okay, Ambassador, one question. Like in your country, in Denmark, culture or music being practiced in your country as well, much? Among the people?
It is not like it is here, I would say. It's more like concerts and or playing in your home electronically, but we like music very much. We have a tradition of making our own songs and singing it when family gathers for special occasions, anniversaries and the like.
So, can you tell me any particular things which impressed you much here in Bangladesh? Do you like something most here in Bangladesh which attract you? Anything?
Oh, that's a difficult one. That's a difficult one. I think since I came, it has been one big discovery of all the facets of the culture, social life, economic.
I'm talking about the people's behavior here in country. They're very hospitable. Some people
very hospitable, and what I call wonderfully curious. People are so open, so interested in everything that comes their way, and I think it's wonderful, and I'm enjoying it very much.
I can tell you, Ambassador, because people of Bangladesh, if you go to visit villages, you see that they are living in a small house. Despite living in a small house, they have poverty and all that, but they will try to do the best for you. The hospitality is absolutely to the extreme. So,
and you cannot go to a meeting without being offered tea and some bites. And
Thank you, Ambassador. Will come back. So, with this note, we'd like to take a short break. Dear viewers, with this note, we'd like to take a short break. Coming back soon. Please stay with us. Hello, dear viewers. You're watching Branding Bangladesh. And we are talking to the Ambassador of Denmark, Mr. Winnie Peterson. You talked about lots of good things about Bangladesh. And which area you think in Bangladesh there is a huge room for development, in Bangladesh? If you have any remarks about Bangladesh.
Yeah, as Denmark, you have not a lot of natural resources, but human resources.
In Bangladesh.
So in Bangladesh, as in Denmark, we also don't have natural resources, not very many, but we have human resources, and what is very important is to develop your human resources through education. Here in Bangladesh, you talked about universities abroad, and helping them to put their knowledge into productive uses in this modern world with technology, innovations, foreseeing what is coming up. As you know, there's so much disruption of what we knew of technologies and products. So we need young people to see what is coming up next and prepare for that.
Very correct. Ambassador, you have said that you have some natural resources, this, that. Very important question for the entire world. Bangladesh is a country where our Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, she has been so kind that she has given shelter around, 1 million or more than 1 million people, Rohingya people. These Rohingya people took shelter here in Bangladesh. And the world has to be beside us. But the way they should have been, they did not be with us. So I believe as an ambassador, what is your remarks about it?
I think actually the world is with Bangladesh on the Rohingya issue. We are providing a lot of support for the camps. Denmark is supporting with $60 million US. And also, and just one of a broad range of partners who stand by the side of Bangladesh in this quest. And also for the host communities in Cox's Bazar, we know they're suffering from environmental degradation, lack of resources already, maybe the poorest region of Bangladesh. So we also ensure that these communities receive support to shoulder this burden. So we do what we can to help the government and the Bangladeshi people to...
We always value your cooperation, of course. But my question is, Bangladesh is a country. We have 170 million people around. Despite having this big population, and you have land area about 55,000 kilometers, it's not that much. Having this big population here in the country, around 1,100,000 people, Rohingya people, they took shelter here in the country.
The future, we support as international community firmly Bangladesh in the fact that the Rohingyas should go back to Myanmar. However, the conditions there need to be adequate for them to return voluntarily, safely, and the rest, which we can all see that they are not now. We can only stand by Bangladesh and continue to support a safe return and voluntary return of the Myanmar nationals.
We surely greatly value your cooperation because, yes, there are some countries, they are cooperating us so much. So we greatly value their cooperation, of course. But my question is, the way they should give pressure to those people, Myanmar. They should stand beside Bangladesh. That is my question, actually. That is...
Yeah, comment.
I understand.
I think all good friends of Bangladesh have been standing beside Bangladesh.
Absolutely.
Trying to take the issue to the UN Security Council and other international fora. Denmark, as a member of the EU, also tries to do our part. There are great forces at play here also.
Thank you so much, Ambassador. Yes, you have shown your solidarity and support, monetary support you have provided for Bangladesh, especially for the Rohingya people. And let us talk about development, because we know that Denmark is a country that you have lots of development activity. So what development activity you have here in Bangladesh?
Actually, Denmark has been beside Bangladesh right from the beginning in 1972 with development aid, and throughout the years we have supported in so many areas, notably gender equality and women's rights, but also agriculture, climate change, water has been a strong thing. And of course, good governance, human rights, etc. Currently, we work with agriculture on empowering the very poor farmers.
True.
To market their produce and gain a little bit more. We work in Chittagong Hills Tract with the indigenous people who are also among the poorest populations in Bangladesh. As I mentioned, the Rohingya and Cox's Bazar.
Yeah.
Women's access to justice and a large number of. But I'd also like to say that over the time, the amount of development assistance is going down.
Correct.
While trade is increasing, and I believe that that is exactly what the government would like to see. As Bangladesh graduates into middle-income country status, growing on its own terms, I still think there's a scope for continuing the development partnership.
Oh yes.
While we cultivate the trade one. So.
Thank you, Ambassador. Thank you, Ambassador. So you have come to MyTv. MyTv is one of the very vibrant, growing TV station here in Bangladesh. So do you have any message for MyTv? Yeah. So
very good. Continue. I think it's a very important mission. Branding Bangladesh.
Branding Bangladesh, yes.
And we're here to assist you.
Thank you very much. And one last but not least, Ambassador, that is, do you have any special message for the people of Bangladesh?
Thank you for the very warm welcome. I really feel day to day that we have a very long-standing relationship. People know my predecessors as ambassadors. They know previous Danish development cooperation. And I feel that Denmark is present so many places, also in the Bangladeshi. So thank you for that, and thank you for taking me in like that.
Thank you, Ambassador, for coming to the studio. Thank you so much for coming. Dear viewers, you're watching Branding Bangladesh. Thank you so much for watching. I wish you can watch our next show with any other distinguished guests. Thank you so much for watching Branding Bangladesh.